So another project I have is to replace these wheel and tires. The issue here is this is a great trailer. I love it. These tires work well overall, but there are several times where I'm in soft environments where these will dig in so much that they won't turn. They'll just sort of skid. They can get buried, so I want more flotation. And what I noticed is there's a huge difference in here, and there's a fair amount of space back there. So there appears to be a lot more room for a bigger tire. These are 11L 15s. I think they're 8 ply. This trailer is rated for, I think, 14,000 pounds. So what I looked at was to upgrade this to a 12.5, which is the width. So this is 11-inch width, basically from sidewall to sidewall, to 12.5, and to increase the rim size from 15 to 16, which is what these are. So 12.5 L 16. They're 12 ply instead of 8, so they're a bit ruggeder, and 1.5 inches wider and about an inch or two larger in diameter. What I wanted to do was to get something like 35 or 36 inches in diameter, or 34 or 35. 36 is the distance between this and here, so that's sort of my limitation before the wheel will rub in the middle. I also have this would be the other closest point. But what I noticed when I get this trailer is that there's really no downside to using all the room between the axles. There's very little room in here, maybe 1.5 inches, maybe 1.75 inches. I have had 2 instances now of this sort of thing with these older tires. They're Farm Wagon Crop Max. I'm not sure if they're good quality or not, I don't know. But I've had this where I don't know if the rim is leaking or if there's some other leak. I haven't looked into it. I have punctured one with a sharp rock, which obviously that's not the tire's fault. And I did upgrade these, but the same size. I just went with a 12 ply, same 11L 15, 12 ply instead of 8. So these are a regular tire, but they're the same dimensions. So I'm going to swap these out and see how they fit. Make sure I have clearance everywhere and increase my flotation a little bit. So the new tire's a little bit heavier, so it causes this one to move up. But you can see the difference between here. There's less space than there is over here. A little bit closer here than there. And as far as to the center line, you can see that there's probably, I'd say, about an inch difference in radius, maybe a couple inches in diameter, which is what I remember. I think this is 31 inches in diameter versus 33. So wow, looks good. Let's get the other one on. That just looks a lot better. Proportion wise, a little bit bigger tire. Look at that. Versus that. Come on, Vera, you got to do better than that. this is the rig that I use to go get some water, so like 230 gallons or so. I get that at my pond so I can water trees and other stuff, but the trees I just planted last year need a lot of water in order for them to survive. You'll see that in a bit. So headed down to the pond to fill this up. So these are some trees that I transplanted from out in the woods, out in the field, because they look pretty bad now, but there's new growth coming, you can see that. But they do need water. That's one thing I've learned with transplanting trees is the first several years they just need tons of water until their root system develops. So these will green up. But I'll have to do this. We don't get a lot of rain. I'll probably do this once a week, once every other week. So this tree line here, I think is about 500 feet. I can't remember how long it is. But I just wanted it to separate the two fields. We're thinking of putting some sort of cabin or house over there. And we just wanted that as a barrier to the back of our house. But I've had good luck with this before. I'll show you here in a second the success I had in planting a tree line. So believe it or not, just I think 4 years ago, these trees look like the ones that we just saw that are in need of watering. These I planted pretty close together, and last year I started thinning them, every other one. I planted them as close as I did because I thought I was going to have some trees that didn't make it, but every one of these made it. So as these sort of crowd together, I'm going to take out every other one. Again, it's just a tree line to isolate the yard. But these trees are really healthy. You can see there's probably 18 inches, 2 feet of growth each year for the last couple years. They're filling out nicely. Occasionally, like this one, for whatever reason, the top will get knocked off. I think that's less because a lot of it was either running them over with a snowmobile or otherwise damaging them, but they're pretty good. Yeah, that one that's probably 12 feet tall. Driver is all set. I think it's 1.5 inch hose is what I have here. So this tank will empty pretty quickly. I think we got the tractor speed figured out about right, so the tank will be empty by the time we get to the end. But I can't remember the settings we had from last year, so I may need to adjust them. I guess I have to adjust my speed a little bit. It's on a bit of an angle, but I probably have 50 to 60 gallons left over, but that's fine. I'll empty that again, either for another tree that I have or the tree line before I water them again. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.